check in and say a big hello, because it has been some time since we've checked in. We have just been trying to navigate this COVID situation with the rest of the world. It's been full on. I hope you guys are well. Please leave a comment below where you're tuning in from, because we'd love to hear from you and what your experience has been. Bowie, stop it.
He loves me.
We've been pretty lucky though. Australia has managed the situation pretty well, considering, you know, we went into lockdown in March.
Quite early in the piece.
Yeah, we went into lockdown in March, and I feel like we've been in lockdown for about 3 months. And we've been working from home. Our whole team has been working from home. We've had to change our business dramatically. Phil, all of his shows and gigs and events have been cancelled.
I've forgotten how to play guitar. And
no, we've been doing a couple of things in the studio.
That's been the great thing for me, is getting back in touch with the studio, doing lots of studio stuff. It's been good. Lots has actually happened as well over this COVID time. Poor old Bowie got crook.
Yeah, Bowie got really sick, and Phil and I cried for about 2 weeks. He just wasn't seeming like himself. He certainly seems like himself now. He's a lot better, thank goodness. He's on the up, which is really good. Work-wise, it was touch and go there for a little bit. It felt like it was touch and go. We obviously lost a lot of work in the space of 24, 48 hours. And so I was a little bit freaked out by that. But we also are so grateful that we have incredible clients who have really stuck by us.
Oh yeah.
During this period, and so if it wasn't for them, who knows where the agency would be. But in terms of the agency Flourish, our communications business, it's certainly on the rise again, which is great. Work is starting to come back in. Projects that were on hold are coming back. We've got a lot of new business inquiries, which has been so great, and I'm so grateful for that. So that's been good. And then the other thing that made us super busy, and we were both really worried about this business. You know how we have a candle and wellness company, Marco & Co. I was worried about that because I thought, well, candles and journals aren't really essential items, and they're luxury items. So I thought people in lockdown and in isolation probably wouldn't be buying those sort of things.
And what led us to think that was the first couple of weeks of lockdown was almost like people were doomsday prepping, and they were going, as we all know, they were freaking out buying toilet paper and canned food and stuff. Yeah. So we thought they're not going to be wanting to buy candles.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened. The tide just turned, and it turned very quickly, and all of a sudden our Shopify account for the business just started going crazy. It was just like every time you make a sale on Shopify, I get an alert on my phone, and it makes
a little bell sound.
Yeah, ding, makes this noise, cha-ching, cha-ching, and the notifications just didn't stop. So Phil had to transition his whole business activity, and so because he had no gigs and he wasn't on the road, he was at home, and so we just both bunkered down, and we were packing candles every single night, weren't we?
Yeah, well, we store all of our candles in the warehouse at work, so we brought them all home.
Yes, because our team, we weren't allowed to have our team working in the office, and usually we would all get involved and pack candles, but because they were all working from home, it just wasn't possible for them to be in the office packing candles. So Phil went to the warehouse and picked up a whole heap of stock and brought it home, and we've been packing candles on our dining room table for the last couple of months, and have actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, my job is to construct the beautiful box presentation boxes
that the candles come in.
And I find it quite cathartic.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Phil, listens to some music. We'll have a little chat. I'll wrap all the candles in the beautiful tissue paper. Write out the little notes to everyone. That was actually a real positive.
It probably sounds like we're being sickeningly positive, but the thing is,
we were on our knees crying some days.
Some days it did hit us pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with Phil losing so much work and the events side. We just had to make something out of this situation, and we just, once we stopped crying and kind of the whole shock of it all, because not being able to, see our team and support them. I'm really thankful and really proud that we didn't have to lay off any staff over this period, that was probably the reason as to why I was so emotionally affected by the whole thing, because it's not just Phil and I know that we'll be okay, you know, it's just us and the dogs and our horses, but it was more so the team. You know, we are responsible for the livelihoods of, you know, our team members, and we wanted to make sure that they were supported throughout this time. So we made sure everyone was really comfortable at home. They all had laptops. They took, you know, good chairs from the office to their home so they could sit up and be comfortable all day when they were working. But that was the thing that was, kind of played out in my mind very heavily, was making sure that the team was supported. But I feel like I'm proud of how we handled that situation. Yeah,
we got very good. We have been incredible at Zoom meetings, like everyone has been.
It's been great. And I think, don't you think so many things are going to change now? Like,
the new normal is looking...
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So another thing that we've been talking a lot about and creating is the idea of starting a family.
Yeah, we've been speaking about this for a long time, and we've been working towards it. I think we did a video a little while ago talking about our infertility journey, which is so weird to say that. Okay, now I'm gonna just say this for other women out there. If you've been trying to have a child for more than 12 months, then in the medical world they say that you're infertile, and there's many ways around infertility. It doesn't mean that you can never have a baby, it just means that there are some complications. So on my medical forms they say that I'm infertile, but it still means I can have a baby. It just means that medicine and technology has to intervene.
What we have realised as part of this journey is there's so much emotion and psychology kind of involved in the whole process. And pressure. And stigmas, you know, even just the word infertile. You start thinking it's somehow your fault, or is it something I've done, or, you know, it's really, you know, it's a... Yeah,
it's a mindset, because don't you remember when we walked into our specialist doctor's surgery?
Yeah.
And in big writing on the doors when you walk through it, the actual clinic is called Infertility Solutions. And I remember saying to Phil, "Oh, Phil, we're not infertile. This seems so premature to be here. I don't think we're in the right spot. We're not infertile." There's such a stigma attached to it, like Phil said. And so the update on that is that Phil and I have done about 3,000 tests. I don't think there's any more tests that we can do. We've done that many blood tests and ultrasounds and lots of different tests. You don't need all the gory details. But basically, Phil is perfect, and the issue kind of lies with me a little bit, or quite a lot.
Well, you're perfect as well. One of the things that came up in the tests was a thing called a high immune system.
Well, it's elevated natural killer cells.
Yeah, which is a heightened immune system. So it's actually really good for fighting off bugs and things.
Yeah, and everyone has killer cells in their body. Phil has them, you have them, everyone has them. But I've just got a really high level of killer cells. So what that means is every time Phil and I have been pregnant, we may not have even known about it for very long, because my natural killer cells go straight to that embryo and basically kill it, because it thinks that it's a foreign object and it shouldn't be in my body. And so now that we know that, there's ways around it. And as of next week, Phil and I are starting IVF.
Which, again, you say IVF and suddenly there can be like a stigma, you know, like, oh, we failed, you know. But actually, there's a whole lot of positives to this as well.
Yeah.
You know, you get the experts on board, and you create the situation which is the most optimum situation to grow a little baby.
Yeah, you know? So we've got a really great team around us. During COVID, I've been doing a lot of acupuncture, a lot of yoga, a lot of meditation as well. It's really important that I stay calm and my stress levels are low, which, to be honest, has been pretty hard during COVID, especially in those first couple of weeks where we really didn't know what was going to happen, especially with our businesses. And so that was a little bit tricky to kind of navigate, but I feel pretty calm and pretty settled, and I'm excited to start next week. So we were thinking that maybe we might document our IVF journey.
See, I'm in two minds about that, because it's sort of,
It's very personal.
It's very personal, and you kind of.
But don't you want to help get rid of that stigma?
Well, that's the thing. Is I'm all for having a personal life and intimacy and keeping private and all of that, but at the same time, we really do feel like we'd like to be part of the new normal of people sharing and caring for each other and helping each other with these things that might be stigmatized.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people out there doing that, and we want to be part of that.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are suffering or don't have answers. I know that YouTube has been such a great resource for me to do my own research to kind of know what to expect, because there's been lots of people that have gone through the IVF journey, and some of them have documented it, and that has been so helpful for me to not feel so nervous and maybe not so alone in the process. So we'll probably vlog it, and maybe we'll put it to air like way down the track when we have a beautiful little baby.
I don't think it's going to be that situation of sort of taking selfies in labour or anything like that.
I can guarantee there'll be none of that.
You know, but just I've watched you watching some of those videos, and they've really helped you.
Yeah, they've definitely given me a certain amount of peace and calm on the subject, because you know, there's not a lot of great information out there that's not highly technical and hard to understand and lots of big words. Sometimes you just want someone that you can relate to or just understand from a human to human point of view. So watch this space. I'm excited, a little bit nervous, but more excited because I feel like there's a certain level of control that you have with IVF.
Yeah.
You know, you know what's happening throughout the process. You've got a team around you. We're doing it through Monash IVF here in Melbourne, and they seem amazing. All the nurses are so lovely. So yeah, that's exciting. So that's a pretty big thing. Another thing that's been really good in isolation, because we've had a bit of time on our hands, is working on some projects that we've had in the back of our minds that we've wanted to do for a really long time, but we've just never had the time to sort of get around to do it. And one of those things is that I've always really wanted to do a online PR course, because obviously we have a PR company and I've worked in PR for the last 20 years, and the amount of small businesses that contact our company every single week that we just can't work with because they have really small budgets, and we can only take in so many clients at a time, and we work with big companies and big brands and celebrities. A lot of the smaller businesses, they just can't afford a big agency to work on their business, and that has really been an issue for me over the last couple of years, because my heart and soul is with small businesses. You know, I've grown up in a small business family, and so have you actually. Your parents always had businesses, and I love seeing businesses grow and flourish, hence why our agency is called Flourish. And so to be able to create an online program that I can help, you know, people that are going out on their own or starting side hustles, or, you know, people that have a book coming out or a new album, or they might have opened up a gym, or any small business that they might have. I'm so excited that we'll finally be able to help them through our online program. Yeah, so I've been working on that. We just did some filming for that today. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to get that launched. That should be up in the next couple of months, I guess. If I get my act together. It's so hard to kind of unpack your brain, everything that I've learned in the last 20 years into a 6-week course. But I'm doing my best. We've pretty much written the whole course, and now I just have to sit down and film all the videos for it. So we're just going to refresh, and we're going to start 2020 now. And all the shit has just happened for the last 6 months, and now it's just time to get on with it. We'd love to hear from you guys. Please leave a comment below. Let us know how you found COVID, how you got through it, what you learnt, any new habits that you've developed. I've developed the habit of actually... What?
Were you going to say cooking?
I wasn't, no.
Oh.
But yeah, I have started
Which
cooking.
is awesome.
Yeah, Phil's loving it. How good have I been in the kitchen lately?
Unbelievable. Maybe
we should do some cooking videos.
That's what I was getting at. I think maybe you should, because they are I'm serious.
He's really impressed.
I'm a bit of a food snob. And some of these recipes are amazing. One of them, for risotto.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, no, you can't do risotto in the oven.
Baked risotto.
What's that all about?
Okay.
It's the most incredible risotto I've ever had.
It really is. I'm going to do a video on how to cook the most amazing risotto, and it's so easy. It's so easy. Yeah, so cooking has been a habit, but I was actually going to say that I've been doing yoga at lunchtime in my meditation room because I'm at home and I can do that. I would never stop to do that in the office. So that's been a really healthy, great little habit to do. Just, you know, stretch halfway through the day or whatever. That's been really cool. But we'd love to hear from you. So please share what you guys have been through during COVID. We'd love to reconnect. And actually, I've got another video that I am going to do because I have been getting a lot of Instagram messages from people that have been inspired to start their own business or side hustle during COVID, because a lot of people's jobs got laid off or put on pause or whatever. So the next video that I'm going to upload to YouTube is my top 10 tips when starting a new business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all filmed, ready to go. That should go live in another week or so. But we just wanted to check in and say hello. Wish you all well. And we'll see you very soon.
See ya.